All right, team. This is our team member spotlight for this week, and we have a very special guest, somebody who spends a lot of time behind the scenes. So we're bringing him from behind the scenes to introduce him to all of you. He makes a huge impact on our organization, makes an impact in all of our daily lives. So I want to introduce everybody to Adyson Harrah.
Good to be here. Good. Love coming up to Philly.
Absolutely. So listen, you have an incredible story, and I think it's something that every team member really can possibly inspire them, because it's not a traditional.
No. It's not. No.
So let's start with that. Like, for you, let's start 5 years from 5 years ago to now.
Yeah.
What was your path from wherever you were into UMortgage, and then what was your path since you've been at UMortgage?
Oh, see, 5 years ago, I was 27 now, right? Do the math. So I was getting out of college and just kind of planting my feet a little bit. I had some pretty serious medical stuff going on in high school, so just trying to find my way. And I was working at a grocery store. I wasn't using my degree, which I think a lot of us can relate to that. I went to school to be a writer, like a journalist. I just trying to find my way. And I got into contact with Sean through my sister, who worked here at the time. And he figured I had to be at least half as good as an employee as she was. So I was like, you know what? I'll take a shot. I had never done anything like that before. I came on as a marketing intern or admin, I think was the title, and semi-related, right? Journalism. So I kind of was like, okay, I think I can probably step into that kind of role. But I mean, I feel like I was given a shot, even though I was kind of an outsider. And that's kind of been I feel like that's kind of been my whole story here, honestly, actually, because I've moved through a couple of different roles now at this point, system administrator, software engineer now. And I guess you wouldn't call me classically trained, right? But I have been given these opportunities to kind of just learn and thrive here. And it's honestly really exciting. I feel like it's been so cool, really.
It's been cool to watch. And I think I agree with you. I think you have thrived. You've taken advantage of every opportunity.
Yep.
You've thrown yourself into the work. You've learned, you figured it out. But let's talk about post-college, you're a journalist major.
That's right.
Did you do any journalism? Did you do anything in that world?
I did. I dabbled. I had an internship. I was doing actually some broadcasting work as well.
Nice.
In baseball for my school at the time. That was kind of the dream job for a little while. But then I got into more news reporting and writing. I covered the state capitol for a little bit, and I was okay at it. But honestly, it was a really stressful gig, and also they don't pay you a lot of money to do that work. It's kind of unfortunate. So I just sort of figured this wasn't going to be a long-term fit for me. I have a lot of respect for the people that do that. I know a lot of people from the journalism world who are out there kicking butt. So, kudos to them. But I was like, I think I gotta try something new. So when Sean came at me with that opportunity, I was like, perfect.
Nice.
Let's just see. It's close enough in sort of the world that I was in school that I think I have some transferable skills, but let's see if this is a better fit. And it was right away. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about for you, being in this, starting as kind of this marketing intern coordinator role, your first exposure to the mortgage business.
Yep.
Eventually, you start dabbling in some system administration.
Yes.
Start learning how to be a developer. What is that like? I mean, I think one of the things that we see here a lot is people sometimes can put some limitations on themselves. And at UMortgage, we throw people into the fire.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So what was your path? What did that look like for you to go from somebody that never did this to hey, you're now the guy that we rely on to be the guy?
I got to tell you, it was a little bit nerve-wracking sometimes, but I love it. A lot of the reason I love to work here, honestly, is because those opportunities come my way and other people's way. And you have a team that kind of believes in you, and they're like, think you can get anything done. I mean, they come to me and I'm like, I haven't done that before, man. They're like, you'll figure it out. And I'm like, I love that. That is what keeps me engaged and interested at work, is constantly learning. I love to learn and do new things. So starting as marketing admin, I was like, cool. All right. I'm making social media content. I'm trying this out. It's a lot of fun. And then, dabbling into systems administration and getting into that tech side was really, really exciting. always had an interest in like, why I'm going to learn to code. This is the summer I learned how to code, right? And then the opportunity came, and I was like, all right, we're going to do this. So I'm going to figure out how to build, and it's been so much fun building like Tempo out and being a part of. I mean, at UMortgage, I think so much of our value prop here has to do with our amazing like tech stack and like the way that we are a very tech forward company, especially separating from other mortgage companies. I love being at the forefront of that. I take a lot of pride in it, and working with the amazing people we work with. I'm like, let's go build something really cool.
So let's talk about that, because I think one of the things that I really admire about you
Mm.
and the team is like, I feel like this team has rallied, and like we've went through so much change over the last 3 to 4 years. You've went through so much change while you've been here. I mean, Agent
Absolutely.
Direct to Tempo developer,
Yeah.
and general, impacting a lot of different things. For you with that team, how important has that been for you to learn, to build, and also to come to work every day and feel some level of like, hey, I'm really fulfilled. I'm really passionate about the work I'm doing.
Yeah. I just feel like I have, as you mentioned, like seen so much change in the 3.5 so years I've been here now. It's like starting with Agent Direct, like you said. And that was a really exciting time to be working here, right? They were doing some really cool things at Agent Direct that we've carried over into like the spirit of UMortgage as a whole, even though that branch, is not still around. But I mean, I think the pride that our team takes in coming into work every day and just building something like that is going to change productivity and make lives easier for our loan officers, and which in turn makes it easier for people to like buy their houses and have those life-changing experiences. I know like sometimes, like you said, we're kind of in the behind the scenes, right? We're a little bit removed from the loan process, but I do think all of us find a like kind of a thrill in knowing that the things that we do has like a trickle down effect onto like home ownership, and people, like at the end of the day, our customers are like the people buying houses as well. It doesn't always feel as direct as that, but I kind of try not to lose sight of that because it's really how it is.
100%. And I think, for us, the vision is create life-changing opportunities through homeownership. At the end of the day, like, I look at the work that the team, we've done around Tempo, and I look at like, hey, Q1 of this year versus Q1 of last year, the loan officers that were with UMortgage in Q1 of 2025, coming forward to Q1 of 2026, they grew their businesses by 50% per year. Ultimately, what does that mean? That means that we served 50% more people on their homeownership journey.
Right.
So that's a huge kudos to what Tempo has done from an impact perspective. And we're only getting started.
Yeah, absolutely.
For you, I guess, like, talking to Sean a little bit about you, Sean says, hey, walking down the street with Adyson, he can't not trip 7 or 8 times.
He said that, did he? He's unfortunately correct. I'm a bit of a klutz.
So you must really be tripping in Philadelphia then.
Yes, it's. I've actually kept my feet on the ground this trip, but I have to really focus, especially as we went on 3 runs already this week. And yeah, I got to be laser focused on the sidewalk in front of me so that I don't make a fool.
So for you, when did this health journey come into your life? Have you always been a runner? When did this happen?
I have dabbled in running, never seriously. Just like gone on a couple runs and like, this is the time. Never was the time, right? It wasn't until this December in January. And, Sean is obviously a big runner, and he likes to encourage us to, be our best selves in and outside of work, honestly. So I kind of latched on to how much he loved running, and I can't get enough of it now. I'm like, yes, I am a runner. Like I feel like I can, for the first time in my life, confidently say that. We just ran the half marathon. We're running the Philly half.
Yep.
I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be awesome.
So it is like, I have wanted something like to get joy out of working out like this for a long time. I never really found that joy in like the weight room. It's just not really my thing, but the running has really connected with me. So I can't get enough of it.
That's awesome. So for you, I think you guys are contemplating potentially doing a marathon.
Yeah, I think I'm officially, I think I can no longer say contemplating. Every time I say, Sean looks at me like, so I think we're gonna do it in December.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, I guess talk a little bit more about you as a person.
Yeah.
Your sister was here. She kind of, brought you into the business, connected you with Sean, got you the foot in the door. What are the things that you're currently working on, and what are the things that you kind of look at that you're able to do now when you look back at like 2-3 years ago when you first started here, you're like, how did I get here?
I ask myself that all the time. Honestly, it's really crazy. And again, it comes down to like being given the opportunity, truly, because I think back to what I was doing a year ago, 2 years ago, and most of the things I'm doing now, I wasn't equipped to do 2 years ago, straight up. Like I couldn't have done it. And that really excites me because it makes me think, well, what am I going to be able to do in a year or two that I don't even know about yet, right? And I think when I was first getting my feet wet in the software engineering side, it was kind of tough. I was like, I want to be the guy that knows how to get things built. And so I just figured out how to do it. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity. I get a lot of satisfaction out of doing it, truly. Coming to work, our team is amazing. You know that. And
Yeah.
the people that we work with make this job so much fun, and the things we get to build make it so much fun. So it's been crazy. I couldn't, if you had told me 3 years ago, like the things I would be helping to put together for our team, I don't think I would believe you. Honestly. I really don't. And now I look back and I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I got it. So it's been a blast, honestly.
So as you've gone through this journey and you look back at maybe like your most challenging moments,
Mm-hmm.
Where were you then? Were you ever at a point where you thought about giving up? Were you ever at a point where you had this, people call it imposter syndrome, where you just feel like,
Oh yeah,
I'm not there?
absolutely. I'm honestly glad you asked me about that. There was a time, this is probably like last January, maybe a year and a half ago, and I took on a pretty leading role in like our Salesforce development. We were working with some contractors, we weren't working with them anymore. And so a lot came to me, and I was like, I had talked to them, the guys we were working with, they're wicked smart. Like, I was like, I don't know that I'm like to their level. Like, I don't know that I can be the guy. I really did. I was like, I kind of got scared, but being a little bit older now, I remember if I had been maybe 5-6 years younger, I think my instinct probably would have been to run, find something safer, like something that I know how to do. But I was like, no, not this time. Like I'm going to figure this out, and I will be the guy. Just give me a month. And I feel now that it was kind of like that. That's how it played out. But absolutely, I dealt with that. I think everybody does at some point, especially when you're getting handed something new. I think it's pretty natural to feel that way, but you really do have to just remind yourself, like, you can learn anything.
Yeah.
You can do anything. I mean, the limit is what you think you can do. It's like, I really believe that. So, I think I'm much better about it now. Like if something new comes my way, my first instinct isn't, oh no, I can't. I'm an imposter. I will never learn this. It really is now like, I'll figure it out. Give me a couple days.
So if you were speaking to somebody, think of yourself 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
I know for sure we have people on our team today that, whether they're got in the business to be a loan officer, whether they work on our corporate team, I know they're experiencing things that they've never experienced before.
Yeah.
And some of those emotions that you described they're experiencing, what would you say to them?
I would say feel them, like feel those emotions. Like really, like we're getting to some therapy here, but validate them. They're real, like it's a natural feeling, I think, to be a little bit afraid when something new comes your way. But almost like we were talking about, like use that fear, like use that, like that newness of it all to like, you got to channel it and like run with it. And that's kind of what I feel like I did. I was like, all right, I am kind of like a fish out of water here right now. Like that's okay to be in that spot sometimes, but like, you just acknowledge to yourself, like you can learn it. Like you got here, someone believed in you to give you that opportunity. I think is key to fight back against that, like, imposter sort of instinct. Like somebody gave you this opportunity because they think you can do it. You may not think you can do it yet, but somebody else thinks you can. And I think that's a big deal.
Yeah. I can say firsthand, as somebody that was, being the CEO of this company while I've been an entrepreneur before, there's a very difference in being an entrepreneur and being a CEO. And this is the first big company that I was ever a CEO of. And I can look back at different times and been like, man, like, am I going to figure this thing out? Like, it is like, there's so many, you got to figure out the people, the systems, the processes, the priorities. And I think like it's all relative. And I think for a lot of people, when they're in the moment, like they kind of look around, they're like, well, I need somebody else. And I think for me, what I've seen is like, it's usually not external.
Yeah.
It's, you have to buckle down and just kind of like focus on like this mindset of like one step after another and just live in that present moment. Yeah. So, for you now, like when you think about your values, your principles. You said you're 27 years old.
That's right.
So you are like so young, and still your trajectory is going up every single day. For you, like, what are the goals? What are the things that, the skills you're looking to build? What's the best version of you look like in a year?
Yeah, keep learning. I have enjoyed like taking an active stake. Like over the last year and a half, I have like spent a lot of time like developing more technical skills, which is important, of course, as software engineering. But I have lately, I think, been broadening my scope and just mindset a little bit to think more about our like overarching goals as a company and where we and I fit into that. And I think I would love to see like myself over the next year or so just take on more, like find myself in more of a mindset, like constantly thinking about like what does this mean for the business, not just for my skills and my personal development, because that I think it honestly makes the job more interesting when you are invested in that way too. So it's kind of like a selfish thing as well, right? But I think as I've grown more comfortable and confident in my skills to be here in the first place, that I want to have that mindset shift continue as I grow to be like, okay, it's not just about what I can do now. It's like the why and be a part of those discussions and like really kind of deliberate with the team and talk about what it means for the company, not just that we know how to do it, but why are we doing this and should we be doing this and that sort of thing. So I guess stepping into more like of a leadership role, like over the next few years would be really exciting. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. And you have the clarity on that. That's the important thing. I think, you've been able to learn from Sean. I think like he's another person that has a similar, I would say, non-traditional,
not classically trained.
Yeah. Not classically trained. And I think, for me personally, I don't always get it right. I get it wrong more than get it right. But with Sean, I know that we got it right. And the reason why is like, he has the perfect skill set of like, he knows the mortgage business, cares about the client experience. He's really passionate about salespeople. And then he's like somebody that thinks about everything similar to you in a systems first, process first, technology first way. And that elixir of like this group of people that we put together on the Tempo team running technology has just made we've developed a platform at such an incredibly fast pace.
It really is amazing.
And it just keeps getting better. Is, for you, is that something that do you feel pressure or is it something that you feel like, wow, this is exciting to be a part of, or is it a little bit of both?
I think it's definitely a little bit of both. I think the pressure is honestly kind of exciting, like in a way. Cause I mean, we want to stay on like the cutting edge. And I think we take pride as a tech team to be like separating, like we want to separate from the competition, especially in tech. Cause we're proud of what we're able to build and we want to have better tech than the other companies, like straight up. And so there's pressure there. And I think that is exciting. And when we get to go fast, and obviously we get to move at incredible speed these days with AI tooling and just the technology of the day, right? Which is kind of adds to like we can do anything, we can do it so fast, let's go. It adds just a level of excitement to it all. So definitely a bit of both. I think we feel a good, healthy pressure.
That's awesome.
That kind of drives us.
That's awesome. So when you think of our core values, which value is personal to you that you resonate with the most or is most important?
Relationships, not transactions. Sorry, I might have said that slightly wrong, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Definitely that one, because I think it's you can apply it to like, the loan officer and the customer and like their clients and the referral partners, but you can apply it to like our team as well, right? Like I was talking with Kevin Allen about this last night. I mean, we're like in the people business.
Yes.
Top to bottom, tech team to like a loan officer to processor, right? So I think one of the reasons that the Tempo team, specifically that I work with all day is able to kind of thrive and we get all this stuff done. Half of that has to do with like the way that we communicate with each other. We're very supportive. It's just a very open conversation between us and Sean and you. And like we're constantly hearing like communications from leadership, and it's a people business for us too.
Yeah, I think I was telling this story to Christina earlier this morning. We had breakfast, and I was telling her like this week was the first time that I realized that we had all the right people in the room, And the reason why I realized that is because we have a group of our leaders, you're here, Sean's here, Christina, James, a whole bunch of people that got together this week for what we call a hackathon to just like really focus on some reoccurring pain points in the business and how we systematize, how we process, improve, and how we tackle them.
Yeah.
And, for me, it was like, I never felt like I had to be in the room. And I think that goes back to your relationships, not transactions piece, is like, I truly felt like I trust everybody in that room and they are so aligned with the vision, the values, and what we're trying to accomplish that it was like, whatever they come up with is we're going to be on the same page on. And in past years, there's always been one or two people that were in those rooms where I was like, I need to be in there.
Yeah.
And I think that goes very much to your relationships, not transactions thing, is like, you guys have built so much trust within your team that you see eye to eye, you explain the why, and the outcomes are almost predictable because you're such a strong team.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, I love that we get together for these hackathons. I mean, that's not every company does that and like believes in the concept that like you just like nature of our business. We're a nationwide company, right? We work all across the country, and that's all normal. But I don't think every company values like getting together in a room every now and then. And like, there's something special about that. I think we get so much done, and it's always such a refreshing conversation when that happens. And I just want to shout out that we as a company believe in that, because like it's fun. It's good for me to like see everyone in person, right?
Yeah.
But that's a selfish reason. But also the conversation is just, when you get everyone in a room like that, it's kind of amazing what can happen.
Yes. I think it's good for your soul.
It really is.
Honestly, like I look forward, like having everybody here this week. Obviously, I'm not spending as much time as you guys are spending with each other, but there's just something energy wise that you're just like, man, it's so exciting to come to work today and see everybody. And I also like, even you knowing that you guys were going out, for dinner last night, it's just like, oh man, they're going to get to spend time together. I think in this world today, it's so easy to live in a silo. And I think like one of the comforts that we all have to push ourselves out of is like, get on the plane, buy the plane ticket, do the thing. Like, yes, you could be virtual, but that energy doesn't translate virtually.
I'm not going to last night I'm picking James's brain at dinner about like this moment in AI for tech, getting his perspective, right? I mean, he's got so much more experience than I do. And so it's like, I was like dying to ask him these questions. I'm like, James, like, what do you think about this? I need to know. This is not something I would like normally have the time to ask you like during our 9 to 5, right? So this is like a valuable session for us. And it's so cool to be able to do that and to get all the perspectives in from people with so much experience, and then people with me, like me, with just a little bit of experience, and kind of so cool.
So for everybody out there, what message do you have for them? You're not going to get to meet everybody. Like like that was special.
Yeah.
We still are so decentralized. So one of the challenges is we don't get to see everybody day to day.
Right.
It's one of the reasons why I put this together, is I just feel like we have so many special people that nobody sees and knows. So what does everybody need to know about Adyson Harrah?
Well, what you need to know is that you can always hit me up. Like, I think it's important, and I like to emphasize this when we're doing our tempo, like onboarding calls. We are building like purpose-built tech like for you guys and I want to hear from you directly. Like, hit me. You may not know me by name, but like hopefully you do now. And it's like, you ever have a question or something, like I'm just a Teams message away. Like, you don't have to have met me face to face to feel like you can have a conversation about what we're building or what we're heading toward. Like, so that's like what I like to say is like, hit me up. I want to hear from you guys, because that is how we know. That's how we know. That's how we know how to get better and improve. And if we don't hear, we can't know. So
100%. And I think for everybody out there, like, this is one of the unique opportunities we have as a team, is like, we're trying to build tempo to make everybody's work easier. Like, one of the concepts that I've really focused on here, and this is what tempo's at the heart of, is like, what would it look like if it was fun? And I think about that in terms of like working out and health. And I think about that in terms of business, because as we all know, work's not always fun. So the concept was like, hey, we're going to build this system to take the things that are not fun, or the things that make things that could be fun, clunky, finding the marketing resources, figuring out where your customer data is. Like, we're trying to make this fun. So I think the opportunity everybody has here that Adyson's challenging you to now is like, hey, you have an idea. you have a concept, you have some feedback, these guys want to hear it. It doesn't mean that they're going to turn around and do something about it that day, but conceptually, if they have the information, if they hear the why, as they build and as they develop, they really start to bring that to the forefront of the user experience and the technical prowess which they're applying. So
absolutely. Yeah. The feedback we get is the most valuable thing. That's like is worth its weight in gold.
So Adyson, I just want to say, I appreciate you. We're so grateful to have you here.
Thank you.
You are, people ask me all the time, like, what does a successful UMortgage team member look like? You're it. You're resilient.
Appreciate that.
You have committed. You could have quit a million times when we went through turmoil and challenges and we threw new things on your plate, but you embraced it with a smile. You live our values. You make everybody around you better. So I just want to say thank you for being on our team.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys for hosting me in Philly. I can't wait to come up here again.
Absolutely. This is our team member spotlight this week with Adyson Harrah. Thank you for watching.